All right, guys, welcome to our SCS Chat Byte on jealousy. I'm Jonah. I'm the high school pastor.
I'm Blake. I'm the middle school pastor.
So we will be doing every Monday of the month, other than the first, a Chat Byte. This is just a 10-minute, shorter podcast just on small topics.
Super easy, super palatable, a lot of fun every Monday, except for the first of the month, every Monday.
Yes, and we will also, if you want to check out all the rest of our Chat Bytes and our chat rooms, which are the bigger ones, you can actually look on our YouTube page at Simple Church Students.
Yes, and make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, caption, all the stuff. It's a lot of fun. We love it. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, this is our month 2 of podcasts, so this is our second month doing all this, so we're kind of getting in the roll of things, right?
It really feels like no time at all, and we're already at 2 months. That's pretty cool.
Feels like it's still February.
Yeah, honestly, 2021, it's just been like that. Yeah.
There was Snowmageddon already.
But we already made it to March. We're already like a quarter of the way through the year. That's pretty ridiculous.
And we're talking a lot about identity, and so just what makes you and going through our interns. And so I think we have a special guest today.
That's right. Today, welcoming for the very first time to the SCS chat room table. This is a Chat Byte. We have none other than the human zoo, the Spreadsheet Supreme, Jadyn the Savage Hodge. Welcome to the pod.
Hey.
Man, we're going to get a guest that's an intern, and you're going to be like, and Jared.
And Ian.
Yeah, and there's no words.
Yeah.
But Jadyn, welcome. We're so glad you're here.
Hey.
Yes.
So, Jadyn, want to tell us a little bit real quick? Who are you?
I'm a senior at Hodge, and I am going to go to LSU in the fall and major in kinesiology.
Cool.
And hopefully be a chiropractic one day.
That's how to build canoes, right?
What?
No.
Kinesiology?
Oh, I just heard chiropractor, and I'm like, how'd you get canoe in this?
She's going to be a
I
kinesiologist.
think we need a wow. Well,
Hey!
wrong noise.
No, we're keeping it. All right, Jadyn, you're not the
There we
newest
are.
intern, but you are one of Jonah's interns.
Yes.
Super helpful.
And so I know
I
you actually
hope
got
so.
hired on like a week before Alex, so he's
Yeah.
still the newbie.
That was a heck of a week.
That was a good
But to start off the podcast, since we're talking about identity this month, we've been asking our guests, what is one thing, if you took away anything, that would not make Jadyn Jadyn? So what makes you you?
My animals.
Your animals? Yeah. How many animals do you have?
I have to count like 6.
6?
6.
Only 6?
Only 6.
I'm sorry, your house feels like a zoo.
I mean, it is.
Like-
It's
Well, heck,
exotic.
come on.
So tell us
Parents might
about
be listening.
tell us about your zoo.
Okay, so I mean, we have the generic dog and cat. We
Right.
have 2 dogs and a cat. The cat is very
Biscuit.
Biscuit.
We're at 3.
Everyone loves Biscuit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is great.
And then we have a rabbit, a hedgehog, and a lizard.
If you
That's
don't
6.
know, the hedgehog is like a tiny porcupine. They are terrifying.
Are you allowed to hold a hedgehog?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can hold him. He's super sweet, and he's hoodie trained, so he will automatically go inside your hoodie pocket, and he will
He's
just lay there.
sweet
And
but terrifying. Or terrifying and terrified.
Can't they
He's
quill
very-
you?
no, their quills don't come out.
But
Dang.
I was holding him the first time I held him. I was holding him and I was like, he's sneezing. And I found out that is not true. You can explain what that is.
So
better than me.
when he pops, they're very they're prey, so they're gonna fear anything. So if they
Right.
feel like Jonah's always scared of them, so then they're scared.
Jonah's prey too.
He
for our
wasn't
listeners.
obviously scared unless you
So
can read a
he
heartbeat
was
in my
very-
hand.
Yeah. So they
Right.
pop when they're scared, but once they get comfortable, they just sit there and they'll run around and sniff and stuff. They're super sweet.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Have you guys ever had one of those? Was a chupacabra? It's like the gerbil that when you touch it, his hair falls
A
off.
chinchilla?
A chinchilla.
Chupacabra is a mythical Mexican beast.
Well, that's neither here nor there. But have you had a?
No, but we want one.
I
Yeah?
just have had a neighbor had one.
We've had turtles. We've had frogs before.
I feel like you guys would have one of those. What are the little sugar gliders?
Oh yeah.
We want one too.
Yeah.
That's,
Y'all
that's our
would-
next one. That's
You're
our
like,
next one.
we could name any animal. You're like, yeah, we're gonna get one of those too. Like, yeah, polar bear's next, but not
Yeah.
yet. But
Yeah.
jealousy. Speaking of jealousy, because I want a zoo. I wanted to be a
You just got
zoologist,
Marshall.
as we learned about a little while ago. Yeah, all I have is Marshall.
Who's a small brown bear?
But he's had like 24 puppies now, so
Yeah.
like
Wow.
it's cool. Anyway, but is jealousy a problem? Do you think that's a thing with high schoolers? Do you
That
think-
is most definitely a thing. It's like one of the biggest things, and people are constantly competing against each other.
Mm.
it's very competitive in high school.
And it's not even like with your enemies too. I see it a lot of times with your friends.
It's with
just
your
like,
friends, yeah.
oh.
Right.
You can compete for sure.
What are they
secretly.
competing over?
Outfits, your nails, for girls, sports, constantly wanting to be the best. I mean, obviously
Right.
you want to be the best, but then sometimes it gets in the way of friendships. So jealousy can really get in the way. You can be like best friends for life, but if something happens, like over jealousy, that's one of the biggest reasons why people don't become friends anymore
Yeah.
is because
In
they
your
get jealous.
experience, is it like that all throughout school, or did it change from middle school to high school?
I mean, it happens in middle school too, for
Mhm.
sure. I've been mainly friends with guys, so it's not as bad, for sure. I mean, we've never really gotten in each other's way of like jealousy and stuff like
Well,
that.
most guys aren't jealous of you usually.
Right? Yeah, normally not.
of your nails, Jadyn.
Yeah, what's
How
your
do you
skirt?
get your hair so long?
No, with guys it's a lot easier for sure, but with girls, jealousy's like cars. You're constantly competing. Like, oh, I want a boyfriend. Like this person's constantly competing. It's like for girls, it's like anything. But if you can find the right person, normally you two
Yeah.
buff it out. Like
Okay.
Right.
you talk to each other, and it's like not a competition. Like
Right.
So our fun question for the day is, what is your jealousy trap? Like, what is it like that instantly makes you start being jealous?
cars.
Really?
Yes, I love Corvettes. Like I'm
Nice.
obsessed. I took senior pictures with one.
Like with someone else's Corvette.
Yes.
Did you
'cause-
find it in a Walmart parking lot?
No, actually, they came one time to give us money for something to pick something up later, and it was a Corvette.
And
It
you
was
were
gorgeous, and my mom was like, "You just made her day," and they were like, "Yeah, she looks like she's a senior, right?" And my mom's like, "Yeah." They said, "Oh, well, they do the homecoming parade. We can ride her around for free." Like, just offered it, and we didn't have a homecoming parade, but I was like, "Hey, I have senior pictures. Can I use
Can
it?"
I use
Wow.
your Corvette?
Without a Corvette, I mean, that's what a lot of people know me by is they'll just start sending me Corvettes. Like, that's how they know me on my Instagram. They're like, "You're the Corvette girl, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Really? I had
All-
no idea about that.
All of my senior pictures were me in my Ford truck. So, yes.
With a straw in your mouth.
It was strong.
I
straw.
I
In front
can
of the
name
Texas.
the year that Corvette was, if it's a Stingray or whatever kind it is. Like, I can easily just name it off.
All
I
right,
have an
Blake,
obsession.
do you have a jealousy trap?
For me, a jealousy thing would probably be, I don't know, come back to me. Do you have one?
Yes, I think
Okay.
for me, it's definitely, just to be quick, because, we don't want all of our time gone,
Right
but
on.
we're already over halfway for our
Right.
10 minutes. But it's experiences. Like, I am so jealous of, like, hearing that you got to do something that I want to do. And I'm like, I wish I could have done all three of those things the exact same time you were doing them.
Yeah.
Like, it can be like everyone went on 3 different spring break trips, and I'm like, man, wish I could do all 3 of those this week.
Yeah.
And like, it's just no matter what it is, I'm like, ooh, Caleb just got back from Disney, and I'm like, I want to go to Disney.
Yes. Yeah. But it's weird because whenever you're jealous of something, it's not because it's just because it's not you, and that person you might not even be close to him. Like the weirdest thing, we're going to talk we've talked about social media.
Yeah.
Is with social media, everybody, it's so accessible. Like, I think the reason jealousy has become such a much bigger problem with today's generation is that with people you never are ever going to meet. Like,
yes.
I think of Logan Paul and Jake Paul. I remember watching them in YouTube back in the day, and they were, like, doing stupid stuff, like driving one of those weird side-by-side things in their, $40 million house or whatever in California. And I'm like, that is so dumb, but I want to do it. And they're doing it, and they're not really talented at all, and they're doing it, and it's just a jealous thing. And so much of social media is just built around being unhealthy for people, but nobody's trying to fix it because the people that would have to fix it are making money off of it. So much of it is misused, and I'm getting on a social media rant, but it's
huge
just
one.
yeah, because it hurts our generation so bad.
Yeah.
Yes, and there is a healthy side,
Mhm.
and so like, just there's healthy sides to find your identity as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like anything. If you do it in excess, it becomes unhealthy.
And so like you have to know that like you are not an accident, and so just knowing that like there is a plan. Like God made you who you are. God doesn't sneeze or doesn't blink like and accidentally be like, oop, there was a Blake all of a sudden. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
hey, he slipped out there and now I don't know what to do. I'm just going to leave him.
Yeah.
And so like there's that difference between like confidence and pride. Like finding your confidence in who you are, whereas pride is finding your value and like how much better you are than others.
Right.
And
It's about a goal and achieving that.
And I think a lot of people, like, they get confidence, but then they have pride, which is totally different. And because of who they think they are,
Yeah.
they use that, like, oh, well, I'm so much better than everyone else. They don't go out and reach out to those other people who don't have that self-confidence. And
For
then
sure.
they let pride get in the way. And that's one of the main things of why people get so jealous, especially lower self-esteem people, is because higher self-esteem people who could possibly help them, they get like pride gets in their way. And I think that's why there's such a big gap. And I mean, people who have high self-esteem, they still get jealous though, and that's the weird thing.
For sure.
But they don't help the other people who could also help them.
Right.
Like it's a mutual agreement, but
I think
because
there's something like I don't know what's more powerful in a high school especially and maybe and even a middle school than someone who's confident going out.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like it's a difference in confidence. Confidence is like saying like, hey, like I got cured from this. You should come and get this cure.
Right.
Whereas pride is like, hey, I am the only one able to be cured from this.
Right.
Peasant, come over here and look at me.
Right.
And just, they both have lots of friends, but those confident people just, like, you don't even have to be good friends with them, but they are so
The way I look
comforting.
at it is that confident people are secure in who they are, and they are confident. Well, they're confident in their purpose and who they're made to be. And prideful people put other people down to obtain that credibility, to
Right.
make themselves feel better. And it's almost like a false, empty confidence that they build off of other people feeling lower than themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take some time and just try to find out. Be introspective is the word they say.
Yes.
And just look in and find out, like, are you confident?
Yeah.
What's keeping you from being confident? Do you know that God made you different on purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know he did it right? Or do you have a hard time believing it?
Identify your triggers. What's stopping you from obtaining that confidence?
And then on another side, we actually have a fun challenge, because just like we talked about earlier, what's your jealousy trap?
Yes.
What was yours, Jake?
Jake.
Jake from State Farm.
What in the world?
Khakis.
I'm envious of khakis, yeah.
Yeah.
And selling insurance. I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
but
hey, tell us two sides. Number one is, what is your jealousy trap? And number two is, what is Blake's jealousy trap?
You
Please
know
just
what?
send that to us.
I'm jealous of Alex Blackburn's mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believed that.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
That's my boy.
First,
Shout out to A-Burn.
Anyway, Jadyn, thank you guys for coming. Everyone, if y'all do get to see Jadyn, tell her how good of a job she did. I think
Send
you
her
did
a
good
picture
job.
of a Corvette.
Yeah, a picture of
Yeah.
a Corvette
Yep.
or just random pets. Just drop them off on her doorstep. She wants them all.
I
If you have those sugar gliders,
bring them.
hit it up. Well, thank you so much. Jadyn, thank you again for coming on the show. This was
Thank
so
you.
much fun. Everybody, if you want to watch the show, if you're not watching on YouTube already, subscribe, like, hit the bell. You can watch the podcast, see us actually talking. It's crazy. It's a different experience entirely. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts, all the stuff. Follow us on Instagram at the MSMTV and the HSMTV, and catch us soon.
Next week, whenever we actually are going to be talking about Easter, which is
Oh.
literally right around the corner.
That's crazy.
All right, till next time. What do you say?
Peace.
Peace.